Test, 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 test. Is it working like it should? Blah blah blah. Hey hey. Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront Updates and my 30,000 subscriber Q&A video. We recently hit 30,000 subscribers on the channel and I thought why not celebrate with another Q&A. I actually did one of these videos when I hit 10,000 subscribers, but that was like 8 months ago maybe or something like that, so I thought why not make a new one since we have 20,000 new people who most likely didn't watch the old one. And yes, I am actually wearing a Sith robe, like you can see, because I bought one of these for the Battlefront release party, which was Star Wars themed obviously, and I don't really have much use of this now, so why not use it in the videos. Before we get into the video, I just want to give my sincerest thank you to you guys for helping reach 30,000 subscribers and almost 5 million views. When I started this channel more than 2.5 years ago, I never thought I would reach this goal, and it just keeps on growing, which is so awesome to see, and it really motivates me to make more content for you guys. But anyways, let's get right into the questions. A lot of you asked about the basic stuff about me, so I thought why not start off with those. My name is Elliot and I live in Stockholm, Sweden, very close to DICE office actually, and I am 21 years old. I currently study the final and third year of my university course, which is game development. So within about 6 months I should hopefully have a finished degree in game development. So anyways, let's get into some more questions. Westy asked, have you ever accidentally called Star Wars Star Trek? No, I have not, because to be completely honest, I've actually never seen Star Trek, not a single movie. I know that's kind of dumb, but I should probably give them a chance. I have nothing against them, I just never watched them basically. Martin asks, what is your favorite video game series that isn't part of the Star Wars franchise? And that's a kind of hard question, but I think I would say, as of right now, Dota 2 was the last game I played a lot before Battlefront. And then if we go to actually franchises, like for single player games, I would probably have to say Portal, because I really love Portal 1 and Portal 2 and I've played them through multiple times and I'm still waiting patiently for a Portal 3. And if I'm just gonna go back into time even more, I would actually think I would say RuneScape, because it's not the game I play anymore, but it's probably the game I've played the most. I went back and forth to RuneScape probably like 5, 6 or 7 times, you know. I quit the game, I get back to it, I quit the game, get back to it so many times over so many years. So that's probably the game I have the most memories from, to be completely honest. Next question from Connor. Will you ever open another channel which hasn't got Star Wars related content on? I actually do have a second channel, if you check the description below, called Elliot Unleashed. I haven't uploaded there for quite a while now, but if I ever feel like I want to upload something else, that's where I will put it. I mean, Star Wars content is what I want to focus the most on, both games and a little bit on the movies, and I think all of that fits on my main channel. And just to build further on that, a lot of people are asking what I'm going to do with the channel now that Battlefront is out, and my name is Battlefront Update. But as you've seen, I have done videos on other Star Wars games, like, you know, Visceral's secret Star Wars project, and I will keep covering that game with rumors, news, and of course gameplay when the game is actually out. And I will also cover some Star Wars movie stuff like I've done so far, you know, with Snoke, the factions and so on. I mean, all of those videos are doing just as good as my Battlefront videos, so I see no reason in changing that. I can just keep doing them because it seems like you guys are enjoying them. And that's also why I'm deciding to stay with this name for now, because people know me as Battlefront Updates, and I was thinking about switching to Star Wars Updates, but I don't know, it feels kind of weird to change name after 2.5 years, so I don't think it matters too much if all my videos aren't Battlefront related. Next question is from Jakub. Have you ever karate? Nope, I have not. And next we have a question from General Fox. I have a question for the Q&A. Why did you leave me with the first order? I thought we were getting ice cream. So as some of you might know, in my first Snoke video I accidentally said General Fox instead of General Hux. I have no idea why. I must just have been like brain dead or something. The song played when Kylo Ren and General Fox, and a lot of you pointed that out in the comments and tweeted me, and this guy even made an account for it. So apparently I now have a unwanted son that I've never wanted. And the reason to why I left you with the first order is because you were bitching so much and I thought that Snoke could slap some sense into you basically. And Star Wars Portal asks, who is General Fox's mother? We need to know. Well, I think that's classified. What is your best KD on Battlefront? I'm not sure what the best KD for one game is. I think I've gotten like 80 or 90 kills. But here's my full stats, which is basically almost exactly 2 KD and 80% win ratio, which I'm quite proud of. I've worked pretty hard to keep that win ratio up. I usually play with friends, which makes it a lot easier obviously. And I'm trying to move away from the bowcaster combo now and actually use other combos and still keep this win ratio and KD ratio, which is a little bit harder, I gotta admit. Deathwatch asks, how long did it take to reach 10k and what is your goal with YouTube? How many subs do you wish to reach? I think I did my 10k video about maybe in June or May or something like that. I can't really remember. It was like in the second quarter of the last year. So it took me almost 2 years to hit 10k, and now I've gotten like 20,000 subscribers in about half a year. So I mean, the growth has really gone faster now that the game has been out, and there's obviously a lot of more people interested in my content. And what goal I have? I don't really have any goal. It's so hard to set goals like what you want to hit. I'm just glad for every single subscriber I get. I mean, if I ever hit 100,000 subscribers, that would be so awesome, because then you actually get like a physical silver button that shows you've actually accomplished something on YouTube. And that's, I think, if I ever hit 100,000 subscribers, I would be so happy, to be honest. Zach asks, what is your favorite ship in Star Wars? I would probably have to say the Slave 1, at least based on its appearance in episode 2. Because I really love all the weapons it had. Of course, the blasters sound so epic, and then we have the seismic charges that just sound almost like the thermal imploder, but even bigger. And then of course the rockets. So I think that is probably my favorite ship. But another ship I really love is the LAAT. At least in the games, in the old Battlefront games, they were so good because you can actually hover in the air like a helicopter and shoot people. Whereas most other ships needs to have a kind of fast speed, which makes it a lot harder to hit people on the ground. Another question from Zach, if I have any other Star Wars hobbies besides Battlefront, do you collect any Star Wars items? I don't really have any that much other Star Wars hobbies, like I haven't read any books, and I haven't watched the series Clone Wars or the Rebels series either. And I'm not a huge collector, but I do have some stuff, like you can see in the background here. I do have this huge ass Stormtrooper, which as you saw at the start, flipped over, so I'm not gonna touch it. And then I have this Commander Cody piggy bank, which I actually got from Robbie and Ryan from the Star Wars headquarters when they visited Sweden, so again, huge thanks for that. And then I have some other smaller stuff like a Kylo Ren cup and actually like a Kylo Ren poster which I got for Christmas. I just need to find a good way to put it up without making it ugly. So yeah, but I really want to expand with more stuff, but now that I still live at home and I'm just saving up the money to get my own place, and a bigger place obviously, because now I just have a small room. Then I want to get a lot more Star Wars stuff so that I can decorate with, you know, have shelves with Star Wars stuff on. Whereas right now I don't really have anywhere to put Star Wars stuff, so I feel like if I got more Star Wars things, they would just sit in a box or something like that. Sam asks, Traitor or Captain Phasma? Traitor, obviously. I mean, Captain Phasma was pretty much a disappointment in the movie, I gotta be honest. Luke asks, if you could make any Star Wars game, what would it be? I would have to say one of my favorite Star Wars games of all time is the Revenge of the Sith game, because I really love the lightsaber combat there, like how you could do these combos where you could actually slice off one arm, and then you turn around and stab them in the stomach and stuff like that. You know, I would really like to see a game like that, but with next-gen graphics, basically looking like Battlefront, but maybe with a bit more mature rating, so you can have, you know, decapitations and, you know, slicing off limbs and stuff like that. Like a real good lightsaber game. That is basically what I want to see. Rasmus asks, favorite Star Wars movie and why? I mean, I know I was gonna get this question, and I think I answered it in my old video as well, and I actually don't remember what I answered because I don't really have like a super favorite movie. I like all of them to some degree, and I think based off like when I grew up and what I liked the most, I would probably have to say episode 3, I think, because it's maybe not the best written movie and with lines and so on, but it's just that it ties everything together. You get to see how Anakin becomes Darth Vader, how Palpatine becomes Darth Sidious. I mean, he's always Darth Sidious, but you know what I mean. And just see the fall of the Jedi Order, and just see what basically sets up the whole storyline for episode 4, 5, 6. And that's why I love episode 3 so much. And of course the huge ass battles in the skies and so on. But I mean, episode 6 and 5 and 4, all of those are kind of tied for me. And then of course the Force Awakens. So I really don't like rating them from just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just think all of them had their qualities, even if I do think that The Phantom Menace and The Clone Wars are the worst of the movies. That's as much as I can say. What is your PC specs? I'm actually about to order new stuff right now, but my current specs are, I'll probably put them on the screen because I don't remember all of them in the head, but it's like 16GB RAM and the new graphics card I got from AMD, the R9 Fury. I had the GTX 670 before that, which still could run Battlefront pretty well, and then i7 processor and etc, etc. I'll just put specs on the screen or something like that, and when I get the new PC I'll most likely talk about that in another video. What inspired you to become a YouTuber and become Battlefront updates? Well, I think I've made YouTube videos for a very long time. I've had channels for Call of Duty, I've had channels for RuneScape, I've had channels for World of Warcraft. Like, I've had so many like pretty small channels with like maximum a couple of hundred. I think I had one with like 3,000, the last one, and they've never really been that serious. And by the time they announced Battlefront, you know, at E3 2013, I hadn't really worked on any channel for a couple of months, and I was really feeling like I want to get into YouTube. I really want to give it a big, like a serious shot, and just give it all in. And then this was just the perfect opportunity to start, because I've always been a Battlefront fan, and to see DICE making Battlefront, I mean, it couldn't be better. So that was just the perfect chance for me to start making videos about it, since I had a lot of knowledge about the old games, and since I was interested in the new game. Tex asks, what other characters would you like to see in the DLC, and which characters do you think will most likely get in it? I think Chewbacca is pretty much a given, and then probably Yoda or Lando Calrissian, or possibly Ben Kenobi, but I think it's either Yoda or Lando, and Lando would be kind of boring because he's pretty much the same as Han, so I think we might see a Yoda actually. And for the villains, it is probably gonna be, I would probably say it's gonna be bounty hunters, so probably Bosk and IG-88 or something like that, and possibly they could add in some like General Veers, the guy who kind of led the 8080 assault on Hoth. They might add in a hero like that to actually get some more Imperials in there and not just bounty hunters. Who is your favorite Star Wars character and why? This is such a hard question. I guess same thing as with the movies. I don't really have one favorite, but I always like the villains. I like the, you know, evil characters, so I would probably say that the Emperor is probably one of my favorite characters. Just seeing him, like how he manages to trick the whole Jedi Order, and that's also one reason to why I really like Episode 3, and just him overall, his like weight and just talking and being, and his force powers. I just really like that character. And I also love Darth Maul, because he's the kind of guy who just gets straight to the point. He doesn't just talk like the Emperor does. That's the kind of dumb thing in Episode 6, but Darth Maul just shuts up, gets the shit done, kills Qui-Gon, and then he obviously fails against Obi-Wan, but still, I think Darth Maul and Darth Sidious is probably my two favorite characters, but I like a lot of characters. And the final question for today is, would you rather a Clone Wars themed game or a Star Wars The Force Awakens themed game? I think that depends. If it's Battlefront 2, I would probably prefer to see Clone Wars, because there's so much more vehicles, so much more battles, it's just gonna make a better Battlefront game. But for story-wise, like Visceral's game, I would much rather see that be in the Force Awakens era. So it really depends on what kind of game it is. Clone Wars for huge battles, and The Force Awakens for story games. And well, that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something new about me today. And if you have any more questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and I will try to answer as many as possible, because there's probably gonna take a while before I do another one of these videos. So I'd rather try to answer if you have any more important questions in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for the support on my channel. I have a lot of cool stuff planned for 2016, and I hope that EA also has that with the DLCs, with Visceral's game, and maybe even some more unannounced Star Wars games, who knows. But again, thank you for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.